Hello students, welcome back to Community Health Nursing. So we have started with the unit National Health Programs. So in that the first one we have finished last day, which was that National Acute Respiratory Infection Control Program. That is not present in KPARC. I have already told during that presentation. So I hope you all have noted down. There is not much in that particular program. You should know what is the role of nurse and you should know about the treatment aspect. Moreover, again in detail, you will be studying about the acute respiratory infection control or the prevention or the management part in IMNCI, Integrated Management of Newborn and Childhood Illness. I hope already you may have learned that one in BSc third year child health, and again in this particular unit again this IMNCI program is also continuing. So today we are going to study regarding move to the next national health program, that is National Tuberculosis Control Program. So if you look into your syllabus, it will be clear that it is given as RNTCP. What is RNTCP? Revised National Tuberculosis Program, Control Program. So before knowing that, you should at least know how the program has started. So the program has been started in the name National Tuberculosis Control Program. So later only it has been revised. So let us see the basic grassroots level of this particular program. You all can follow KPARC textbook. There is no need for you to write any notes because it's very clearly and very well explained in KPARC textbook. The only thing, after listening to my class, you all have to read the textbook and underline the important things. So it will be fine if you are having KPARC textbook along with this. You can open the unit National Health Programs and follow me along with National Tuberculosis Program. So before entering into the program, it will be better if you know a very little about tuberculosis. I know that already you have studied this in BSc second year in detail, but still tuberculosis, as we all know, it is one of the infectious disease caused by the bacterium Mycobacterium tuberculosis. It is spread through air by a person suffering from tuberculosis. So especially if one person is infected with TB, and if you spend long time with that particular person in a very close contact, otherwise the common spread, we can tell that if you travel with that particular person in an air conditioned vehicle or in a low floor bus, so such type of where you have a sealed air system, so that that particular person have a chance to spread to others, especially the tuberculosis which are multi-drug resistant, MDR TB, multi-drug resistant TB, can be spread to others if you spend with that particular person for a long time in contact. So the statistics tells that a single patient can even infect around 10 or more people in a particular year. So a person who is having tuberculosis can give this infection to around more than 10 people per year. So you can just imagine what is the need of treatment for this tuberculosis. As I have told, especially through the respiratory route, through the air droplets, it usually spread from one person to another, like the pulmonary tuberculosis we are talking about. There are so many other types of tuberculosis also, but still pulmonary tuberculosis is the severe one, which is having the infectivity or the spread will be more in pulmonary tuberculosis. So when we look into the incidence part also, we can see that it is one of the major health problem in India. Around 1/5 of the global tuberculosis incidence, in that the 1/5 part is because of India. So we can understand that in our country how much severity is there. Still we have plenty of cases. Every year there are approximately 18 lakh new cases in the country, of which approximately around 8 lakh were new smear positive cases. So every time, as we all know, they do the sputum examination with the patient, those who are having the signs and symptoms of tuberculosis, and they will confirm it through the chest X-ray, and even through the tuberculin test. All these things will be able to get more number of smear cases every year. So you can just imagine about the severity of tuberculosis. Each sputum positive patient, if not treated, on an average infects around 10 to 15% in a year. As I have told, if a person who is positive, if he is not treated, if he is not started his treatment, then of course that person can infect around 10 to 15 other people. Around 2 persons die from tuberculosis in India every 3 minutes, as per the statistics. We can see that tuberculosis is such a deadly infection still in India. So this is all just for your information. To know what is tuberculosis and what is the depth of tuberculosis infection in India. So when we look into the clinical features, as I have told, like a tuberculin test will be done, but only 10 to 5 to 10 percentage of the infected cases are symptomatic. That means the others are asymptomatic. So if you only do the tuberculin test, then only we'll be able to understand. Otherwise, those who are having symptoms are very less. So if they come to the clinics, we have to do their sputum examination. So let us see what are the signs and symptoms. We all know that they will be having a slight fever, especially during the afternoon sessions of the particular day. Then night sweats will be there, weakness, fatigue, loss of appetite, then sudden weight loss will be there, breathlessness, then there will be productive cough. Especially we can tell that around more than 2 weeks the patient is suffering from cough and slight fever, and if there is a sudden weight loss, then we can 90% we can suspect the person may have tuberculosis. Even when we tell about the economical burden also, we know that tuberculosis kills more people in India than HIV or AIDS or the sexually transmitted disease or malaria, leprosy. So comparing all these diseases, tuberculosis is having a more death rate in India. So we can imagine how much tuberculosis is affecting our particular country. So every year around 30,000 children are forced to leave the school because of their parents having tuberculosis. Because still in India we have such type of stigma problems. I know you all know what is stigma. What is stigma? ഇപ്പോഴും നമ്മുടെ സമൂഹത്തിൽ ക്ഷയരോഗിയാണ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഒരു വലിയൊരു സ്റ്റിഗ്മയ്ക്ക് കാരണമാകുന്നതാണ് അല്ലേ. അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഈ കുട്ടിയുടെ അച്ഛനും അമ്മയും ക്ഷയരോഗികളാണ്, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഈ കുട്ടിയുടെ വീട്ടിലുള്ള ഒരാൾക്ക് ക്ഷയരോഗമുണ്ട് എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ ആ ഒരു സ്റ്റിഗ്മ ഫാക്ടർ സ്റ്റിൽ ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് പെർസിസ്റ്റിംഗ് ഇൻ അവർ സൊസൈറ്റി. So it is highly important to treat the tuberculosis so that it will not cause a direct or indirect economical burden to our country. Because you just imagine if any of us are working in a IT field, or if we are working in a hospital as a staff nurse, or if we are working as a teacher in the college, and if you are having tuberculosis, of course we all know that a person who has started with the treatment, they will never anymore spread the infection, but still the stigma part is very high. So the people get afraid to go near a patient having tuberculosis. They don't want to send their children to a school where the teacher is having tuberculosis. They don't want to go to a nurse who herself has tuberculosis. So this is what it can lead to the loss of job, the loss of education. So such type of indirect economical burden the country has to suffer. So by keeping all these things in mind, with this a small introduction, let us enter into the National Tuberculosis Control Program, NTCP. It has been started by. So it has started in 1962 with the aim. What is the main aim? To detect the cases as early as possible and to treat them. That is the only main part. Like by 1962, this program has started. We are not telling about RNTCP, we are telling about National Tuberculosis Control Program, NTCP program. So in that you can follow the textbook, it is very well clear. So after NTCP program only RNTCP program is given. So in NTCP program you can clearly see that they have long term objectives, like to reduce the tuberculosis in the community to that level which it ceases to be a public health problem. So as we all know, we have to control or reduce the tuberculosis case so that it should not come up as a public health issue. So for that, like one case infect less than one new person annually. So as we have told, at least one case will affect 10 people annually. So the aim of this program was at least one case should they should not spread. If at all, if it is spreading, it should be less than one person annually. And the prevalence of infection in age group below 14 years should be brought down to less than 1%. So in among children, it should not have much prevalence. That was also one of the long term aim of this particular program. Then the operational objective, otherwise the short term objectives were, the first one is to detect maximum number of tuberculosis cases among the outpatients attending any health institution with symptoms suggestive of tuberculosis and treat them effectively. So we have to detect the maximum number of tuberculosis cases. If any patient is coming to the clinics telling that I'm having a continuous cough from few weeks or few days, and I feel I am having much weight loss and slight fever, breathlessness, of such cases, if the patient comes, we have to maximum try to find out, detect this type of tuberculosis cases among from this type of symptoms. Then to vaccinate the newborns and infants with BCG vaccination. We all know that the vaccination for tuberculosis is BCG, Bacilli calmette gurae, is the full form of BCG. So this vaccination should be taken by the infant, and the proper vaccination for newborns this program is making is at their short term objective, so that we can prevent it in the young children. The next one is to undertake the above objectives in an integrated manner through all the existing health institutions in the country. So how it can be possible, how we can detect tuberculosis, or how we can provide this vaccination system strong? Only by implementing these things through the existing health institutions of our country. So let us see how they have done this program. This they have done through the establishment of district tuberculosis centers. So we have district tuberculosis program. DTP is district tuberculosis program, and NTCP is national tuberculosis control program. So these two programs is focusing towards the working of district tuberculosis center. So district tuberculosis center is a main area through which the treatment, the early identification, everything is done for the tuberculosis. So let us see in detail what is DTP. DTP is the main part of this national tuberculosis control program from the beginning. So the program operates through the district tuberculosis program, which is the backbone of national tuberculosis program. So over around 600 TB clinics have been set in the country, in which around 390 have been upgraded to district tuberculosis centers, or we can tell it DTC. What is DTC? You should remember these words in this program. It is very, very important. You all can follow the textbook. It is very clearly given. So DTP means district tuberculosis program, and this program was implemented through various district DTCs, that is district tuberculosis centers. So which all were the district tuberculosis centers? See, this district tuberculosis center is the nucleus of the DTP, we can tell. District tuberculosis control പ്രോഗ്രാമിൻ്റെ ഒരു ന്യൂക്ലിയസ് പാർട്ടാണ് ഡിസ്ട്രിക്ട് tuberculosis സെൻറ്റർ DTC എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. So it functions or it implement through the various other health services or the health institutions which are available. So which are those type of things? So it is evolved by the National Tuberculosis Institute, Bangalore, and was accepted by the government of India for implemented in 1962. 1962 when it has been started, this program started. During that time only this particular theme or the district tuberculosis center also came into existence. So how they get the training? They used to get the training from the Bangalore Institute. As we all know, we have a very great center in Bangalore, especially they give the training So like the team consists of, there will be a tuberculosis officer, district tuberculosis officer, a second medical officer, laboratory technician, the treatment organizer or the health visitor who gave the treatment, and x-ray technician, non-medical team leaders, statistical assistant, the pharmacist. So this is one team of a district tuberculosis center, we can tell. So the function of district tuberculosis center is to plan, organize and implement the district tuberculosis program in the entire district is associated with the in association with the general health services. അതാണ് ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞത്. ഏതൊക്കെ ഹെൽത്ത് സർവീസസ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഏതൊക്കെയാണ് ഇവരുടെ അസോസിയേറ്റീവ് ജനറൽ ഹെൽത്ത് സർവീസ് എന്ന് നമുക്ക് നോക്കാം. സോ ദീസ് ആർ വേരിയസ് ഗവൺമെൻറ് ജനറൽ ഹോസ്പിറ്റൽസ്, all the PHCs, primary health centers or the primary health centers, then dispensaries, community health centers, and they have TB clinics especially, then small health units, then local bodies, the religious missions and voluntary organizations. So they all actually they work in hand. So through all these things, the district tuberculosis center, through any of this area, it can be implemented through. So when the DTP activities are introduced in any of this such type of organization, we used to call it as PHI. What is implemented PHI? PHI, it is not PHC, it is PHI എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ എന്താണ്? Peripheral health institutions. So implemented peripheral health institution means any of this type of organizations which are having a district tuberculosis control center. So the team of trained medical and paramedical personnel are available at these centers. As I have already told you who all are the team members. So they will be present there. Then besides to this district tuberculosis center, around 330 tuberculosis clinics are also functioning in the country with around 47,600 beds available for TB patients. Around 17 TB training and demonstration centers has been established in major states of the country. Even two premier tuberculosis institutions conduct the training and research activities. That's what I had told. We have especially two. The first and the foremost one is the National Tuberculosis Institute, which is present in Bangalore. And we have TB chemotherapy center regarding the drugs, everything, production, everything. The Chennai, we have a center. So the main one is Bangalore National Tuberculosis Center, and the TB chemotherapy center we have in Chennai. These are the two institutions who conduct the training for the people, how to identify tuberculosis, how to confirm the diagnosis of tuberculosis, how to start the chemotherapy for the tuberculosis, how we can do various research activities in order to bring down the incidence of tuberculosis in the society, all those things. So when we look into the activities of DTC, it is also given in textbook, you can follow the textbook. When we see the activities of DTC, what is that? District tuberculosis center, we can see that the first one is case finding. Of course, the first one is case finding, and the next one is treatment. As early as possible, we should be able to find out the case and start the treatment. So as we all know, the treatment is free of cost and is offered on domiciliary basis also from all the health institutions. So it is entirely free from the government. There is no money charged for tuberculosis treatment, because even the drugs are also very costly. All the chemotherapy drugs we use here, a combination of antibiotics, and it is even domiciliary. No need for the patient to get admitted in the hospital. We can even send the medicine to the home, and it can be domiciliary treatment also. So it is organized in such a manner that the patients are expected to collect the drugs once in a month. So monthly once they can come collect the drugs on a fixed dates from the nearest treatment center, and the program is integrated with primary healthcare system. So this was happening in the DTCs, District Tuberculosis Center, under the National Tuberculosis Program. So then, why it has been revised? What was the need for revising this particular strategy? So in 1992, they had made a survey. A nationwide review was conducted by SIDA and WHO. What is SIDA? Swedish International Development Cooperation Agency. I hope you all remember we have studied the national health agencies and the international health agencies. So SIDA and വേൾഡ് ഹെൽത്ത് ഓർഗനൈസേഷൻ്റെ ആഭിമുഖ്യത്തിൽ അവരൊരു സർവേ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഒരു സ്റ്റഡി നടത്തി. സോ ഫ്രം ദാറ്റ് വിത്ത് ദ ഹെൽപ്പ് ഓഫ് ആൻ ഇവാലുവേറ്ററി സ്റ്റഡി ഇറ്റ് വാസ് ഒബ്സർവ്ഡ് ദാറ്റ് ദ പ്രോഗ്രാം ഹാസ് നോട്ട് മെയ്ഡ് ആൻഡ് ഇംപ്രൂവ്മെൻറ്റ് ഇൻ ദ ഡിസീസ് സ്റ്റാറ്റസ്. അപ്പോൾ ഒരു ഡൊമിസിലറി ബേസിലായ അതിൻ്റെ ട്രീറ്റ്മെൻറ്റ് എന്ന് നമ്മൾ കണ്ടല്ലോ. ഡിസ്ട്രിക്റ്റ് ട്യൂബർക്ലോസിസ് സെൻറ്ററിൽ നിന്നും മന്ത്ലി വൺസ് പേഷ്യൻസിന് വരുന്നു, അവർ ഡ്രഗ് എടുത്തുകൊണ്ട് പോകുന്നു, വീട്ടിൽ വെച്ചത് കഴിക്കുന്നു. സോ ഇത് അവർ ഇവാലുവേറ്റ് ചെയ്തപ്പോൾ കേസസ് ഒരുപാട് കുറയുന്നതായിട്ട് അവർക്ക് കണ്ടില്ല. സോ ദർ ഈസ് നോ മച്ച് ഇംപ്രൂവ്മെൻറ്റ്. So the reasons what they tell for the failure of National Tuberculosis Control Program is highlighted here through the evaluation report. What they tell is the completion rate of treatment was only 30%. See, only 30% of people come and regularly take the medicine, go home and take the medicine and they complete the course. Then inadequate budgetary outlay. So they don't have much budget because the government is having such a burden financially to provide the medications because the case was so much high during that particular time. The shortage and irregular supply of anti-tubercular drugs. So such a shortage and irregular supply of anti-tubercular drugs was faced. And undue emphasis on X-rays diagnosis. So once sputum is positive, they suddenly start. They never look into the X-ray diagnosis. So they never emphasis on X-ray diagnosis. And a poor quality of sputum microscopy was seen. So the sputum test was also not having much quality basis. Then emphasize on case detection than cure. So they actually do the case detection. They were not looking into the cure aspect because the treatment was not regularly taken by the people. Poor organizational setup and support of tuberculosis. Then multiplicity of treatment regimens. The treatment regimens was a long term. Mostly they used to focus on long term of treatment. They multiply the regimens again and again. Then non-availability of trained staff. There was a lack of trained staff even in the tuberculosis centers. And poor awareness of TB patients about the disease causation, how it happened and what is the prevention, what's the duration, how long I have to take the treatment, from where I will be getting the availability of tuberculosis treatment. All those things people were having a poor awareness. They were not much aware about that. So these all were told to be the failure factors. ഈ കാരണങ്ങൾ കൊണ്ടൊക്കെ നാഷണൽ ട്യൂബർക്ലോസിസ് കൺട്രോൾ പ്രോഗ്രാം ഒരു ചെറിയ ഫെയിലിയർ ആയിരുന്നു. സോ ദസ് കംസ് എഗെയിൻ ദേ സ്റ്റാർട്ടഡ് ടു റിവ്യൂ. അവർക്ക് മനസ്സിലായി ഇതിനൊരു റിവിഷൻ ആവശ്യമാണ്. സോ ദേ ഹാവ് started with the revised National Tuberculosis Control Program. So you can see a small pamphlet given under this. So if you look into the details, I just given for your awareness that it is a poster which is distributed by the Tuberculosis Association during the World War I. So during the World War I, see, that much of importance was given because the death rate of tuberculosis was very high during that time. So let us see in RNTCP program what all implementations they brought as a new one. The government of India and the World Health Organization and World Bank together reviewed the National Tuberculosis Control Program in the year 1992. So National Tuberculosis Program എപ്പോഴായിരുന്നു? 1962. So by 1992 they have started or revised this into RNTCP. Based on the findings, a revised strategy for RNTP National Tuberculosis Program was evolved. The silent features, എന്തൊക്കെയായിരുന്നു ഈ പ്രോഗ്രാമിൻ്റെ silent features? The first one was achievement of at least 85% cure rate of infectious cases through supervised short-term chemotherapy involving the peripheral health functionaries. Because we have already seen the other program, they were more focusing on case detection and they were not much focusing on cure. But here RNTCP, they focus mainly on cure aspect. 85% of cure rate should be there. And the second feature is the augmentation of case finding activities through quality sputum microscopy to detect at least 70% of estimated case. So around 70% of case we should be able to identify through the sputum examination, quality sputum examination, and involvement of other NGOs. other NGOs and even IEC activities and improved operational research. So the involvement of national non-governmental organizations and even the IEC activities and improved operational research, these all things also has been integrated into the RNTCP program. These three are the silent features we can tell as the RNTCP program. So when we look into the organizational part, we can see that they have a under this RNTCP program, they have a very good organizational setup in order to strengthen the services. State tuberculosis officer, state TB training and demonstration center, and these all were headed by state TB officer and he's the director, and district tuberculosis center TB unit. They have a district officer, medical officer, and a senior treatment supervisor for microscopy centers, dot providers. What is dot? We are going to see that what is dots, and even the treatment centers. So this is the organizational setup of RNTCP. You all can read it from textbook. It is very clearly given in KPARC. So this is how when you go to a PHC or to a CHC, even you can see a district TB officer will be there. Other than the medical officer, there will be a district tuberculosis officer also present there in order to focus upon the treatment of tuberculosis. So the revised strategy, what they tell is the augmentation of organizational support at central and state levels for meaningful coordination. So there should be a good coordination or a good organizational support from the central level and the state level. Increased budgetary outlay should be there. Much amount has been implemented through the 5-year plans towards tuberculosis treatment. Use of sputum testing as the primary method of diagnosis among self-reporting patient. So if a patient is self-reporting telling that of all this type of symptoms, they have to undergo suddenly the sputum examination to identify as early as possible tuberculosis. Then standardized treatment regimens were revised. New treatment regimens has been brought up. Then augmentation of the peripheral level supervision through the creation of a sub-district supervisory unit. So these all things were revised in the strategies, and ensuring a regular uninterrupted supply of drugs up to the most peripheral level. So they were ensuring the regular uninterrupted supply of drugs up to the most periphery level. So even the periphery level, even every patient, they should get a regular medication uninterrupted. Then emphasis on training. Much people should be trained for, because we have seen that the trained personals for TB treatment were less in the other programs. So in revised one, they were focusing upon more trained personals and IEC activities. What is IEC? IEC activities. That means the health education activities, information, education, and communication. So people should get aware about it, and because during that program we have told that one of the failure was many people were not aware about the treatment, where it gets. So here they have focused on health education activities. They were telling to the people through various mass medias, television, radio, newspapers, where the treatment is given, and the operational research activities. Then the non-governmental organization is also involved in the program, all the voluntary organizations also. So let us see the diagnosis of tuberculosis in RNTCP, how we diagnose. So if we look into the textbook, it is very clearly given in your textbook, the same thing. There is no need for you to write down here. In the textbook, it is very clearly given how they diagnose the tuberculosis in RNTCP program. So if a patient with a cough of 3 weeks or more, if they are coming, they used to take 3 sputum smears, like early morning sputum smears they used to advise. Alternative days or weekly ones, like that, 3 sputum smear they will take. And from that, if one sputum smear is positive, then they will confirm the tuberculosis by doing X-ray. And in the X-ray, if again the shadows, we all know that the tuberculosis X-ray, they looks as shadowed, alle oru nizhal pole. we can see so much of shadow parts in the x-ray with the patient those who are having tuberculosis. So if the x-ray shows positive, then we have to start with the tuberculosis treatment, and if the x-ray shows negative, then we took it as a negative, there is no tuberculosis for that particular patient if only one sputum is positive. And if we have more than one, that means two positive case or three positive sputum smear, ഈ മൂന്ന് സ്മിയേഴ്സ് എടുത്തല്ലോ സ്പ്യൂട്ടത്തിൻ്റെ, അതിൽ 2 അല്ലെങ്കിൽ 3 സ്പ്യൂട്ടം സ്മിയർ പോസിറ്റീവ് ആണെന്നിരിക്കട്ടെ. അങ്ങനെയുള്ള കേസിൽ വി കൺഫേം ദാറ്റ് ദ പേഷ്യൻറ്റ് ഈസ് ഹാവിങ് ട്യൂബർക്ലോസിസ് ആൻഡ് ദേ സ്റ്റാർട്ട് വിത്ത് ദ ആൻറ്റി ട്യൂബർക്ലോസിസ് ട്രീറ്റ്മെൻറ്റ്. സ്പ്യൂട്ടം സ്മിയർ ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞു ഏർലി മോർണിംഗ് ആണ് കൂടുതലും കളക്ട് ചെയ്യാറ്. ലൈക്ക് യൂഷ്വലി വീക്ക്ലി വൺസ് ദേ യൂസ് ടു കളക്ട് ഇഫ് എ പേഴ്സൺ ഹു ഈസ് ഹാവിങ് such type of symptoms like continuous cough for minimum 2 or 3 weeks, having the weight loss, all those signs and symptoms. And in the case of 3 നെഗറ്റീവ്, ഇപ്പം 3 നെഗറ്റീവ് ആണെന്നിരിക്കട്ടെ, അങ്ങനെയാണെങ്കിൽ 1-2 ആഴ്ചയിലേക്ക് ആൻറ്റിബയോട്ടിക്സ് ട്രീറ്റ്മെൻറ്റ് സ്റ്റാർട്ട് ചെയ്യും. ദെൻ ദേ വിൽ സീ വെദർ ദ സിംറ്റംസ് ഈസ് പെർസിസ്റ്റിംഗ്. ആൻഡ് എഗെയിൻ ഇഫ് ദ പേഷ്യൻറ്റ് ഈസ് ഹാവിങ് ദ സെയിം കഫ്, വെയ്റ്റ് ലോസ്, എവറിത്തിങ് സിംറ്റം പെർസിസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുകയാണ് എങ്കിൽ എക്സ്റേ കൂടി എടുത്തിട്ട്, എക്സ്റേ എടുക്കുമ്പോൾ അത് പോസിറ്റീവ് ആണ് എങ്കിൽ ദേ വിൽ സ്റ്റാർട്ട് വിത്ത് ആൻറ്റി ട്യൂബർക്ലോസിസ് ഡ്രഗ്സ്. ആൻഡ് ഇഫ് എക്സ്റേ ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ ട്യൂബർക്ലോസിസ് ഒന്നും ഷോ ചെയ്യുന്നില്ല എങ്കിൽ വി വിൽ കൺസിഡർ അസ് നോൺ ടി ബി പേഷ്യൻറ്റ്. സോ ദിസ് ഈസ് ഹൗ ദേ ഡു ദ ഡയഗ്നോസിസ് ഓഫ് ദ tuberculosis under the RNTCP program. So even when you look into the textbook, you can see that the treatment regimen is also given very clearly. So all the first line drugs, everything is clearly given. No more, I am not going to read into that, because from the textbook itself, because already you have studied it under the treatment of tuberculosis in BSc Nursing second year. Here we are more focusing into the RNTCP program, National Tuberculosis Control Program. So here also we can see the regimen 1, regimen 2, regimen 3, regimen 4. So in all these cases, the isoniazid is the first line treatment, first line medication what we can see in the tuberculosis. Along with that we have streptomycin, thioacetazone, then ethambutol. So all these things as per the prescribed method, what is the mode, what is administration, how they can take, all these things has been clearly told in the treatment regimen in the textbook. So different regimens are given for different patients as per the sputum smear positive cases and the chest x-ray cases. And the main thing what we have to remember is the drug regimen comprises of the injection streptomycin twice or even thrice a week is not sufficiently effective, or hence it is not recommended. That's why I have told, even you are having the textbook, the newer edition, in each edition every year they revise the treatment, because the research activities are also going on. So during each research activity they give new treatment options. The regimen may vary. ചില ആളുകളിൽ ചില മെഡിക്കേഷൻ്റെ ആവശ്യമില്ല, ചില മെഡിക്കേഷൻ്റെ അലർജി ഉണ്ട്, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ചില മെഡിക്കേഷൻ ഇൻഇഫക്റ്റീവ് ആണ് എന്ന് കണ്ടെത്തും. അതുകൊണ്ട് ഇതിൻ്റെ റെജിമൻ എപ്പോഴും തന്നെ മാറിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കും. സോ യു ഹാവ് ടു just learn which are the first line and second line drugs of tuberculosis, and you have to just see what are the regimen factors. So when you look into the textbook, you will be able to see that how the treatment has been, regimen has been given. So it most of the times it revise every year or yearly twice, as per the new researches comes, as per new medicines comes, they again make it as more short term courses. Then for sputum negative tuberculosis patients, let us see what they do. So the TB patients of whose sputum AFB, what is AFB? Acid fast bacilli are not seen, are advised to have a small regimen of R1. That's what I told, just a small antibiotics they used to start with, isoniazid along with thioacetazone, single oral daily medication they used to tell. And the patient is allergic to thioacetazone can be treated with the regimen 4 also. That's why I have told you have to just see the various regimen given in the textbook. You can follow your textbook because it is more updated one. And regarding the duration of the treatment, one year and optimum of around 18 months duration. So 1 year or 1.5 year duration, irrespective of their disease status. Around, so they have made it as little more short term. The treatment can be continued up to 2 years after the review at the end of 1.5 year. In resistant cases, 4 drugs are given at a time. So that's what I have told, multiple drug resistant TB. MDR-TB എന്ന് കാണാം നിങ്ങളുടെ ടെക്സ്റ്റ് ബുക്കിൽ, മൾട്ടിപ്പിൾ ഡ്രഗ് റെസിസ്റ്റൻറ്റ് TB. So in such cases we used to give the combination of 4 antibiotics. So much more strong chemotherapy they used to give. Short course chemotherapy decreases the duration of treatment to around 6 to 8 months, and hence the name is to be told as short term അല്ലേ. പുതിയ ട്രീറ്റ്മെൻറ്റ് റിവൈസ്ഡ് നാഷണൽ ട്യൂബർക്ലോസിസ് പ്രോഗ്രാമിൽ അതിൻ്റെ ട്രീറ്റ്മെൻറ്റ് ഡ്യൂറേഷൻ ഒരുപാട് കുറച്ചു. സോ 3 months, 6 months, സോ മിനിമം 6 months ആക്കിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. സോ ആഫ്റ്റർ 6 months again they see whether they are able to they will see the sputum examination, they will see whether they are coming up or whether the patient is improving. Then let us see, it is one of the main highlight of revised RNTCP, revised national tuberculosis program le mail ആയിട്ട് വന്നൊരു മാറ്റമാണ് DOTS. What is DOTS? Direct observation treatment short course. I hope you all know that. What is direct observation? നമ്മൾ കണ്ടിരുന്നു നാഷണൽ ട്യൂബർക്ലോസിസ് കൺട്രോൾ പ്രോഗ്രാമിൽ they used to give the medication അല്ലേ, they used to give the medication for 1 month, they take to the home. We don't know whether the patient is regularly taking it or not, but here in this DOTS therapy, what the thing is, they really ensure that the person is taking the medication, they are confirming it in front of them. DOT is the only strategy which has been documented to the effective worldwide on program basis. വേൾഡ് വൈഡ് ആയിട്ട് ഡോട്ട്സ് തെറാപ്പി കൊണ്ടുവന്നപ്പോഴാണ് ട്യൂബർക്ലോസിൻ്റെ ഇൻസിഡൻസ് കുറഞ്ഞത്. ദാറ്റ് മീൻസ് ദ പേഷ്യൻസ് ആർ കമ്മിങ് ടു പർട്ടിക്കുലർ TB സെൻറ്റേഴ്സ് ആൻഡ് ഇൻ ഫ്രണ്ട് ഓഫ് എ ഹെൽത്ത് personnel, in front of the particular TB nurse, they used to take the medicines. So that is direct observation treatment short course. So let us see what are the components. They ensuring the political commitment. See, even though government is also changing or whatever political changes happens also, they all used to give more importance or emphasize on the tuberculosis. Why? Because it was a raising issue. Now so much of incidents came down, but in 1992, during that particular period and all, we can see that there was so much of death or so much of spread happening among tuberculosis. So they ensure the political commitment by giving more budget in the health aspect in every 5 year, especially towards tuberculosis. Then using of sputum microscopy as a basic tool for diagnosis. As I have told, sputum microscopy examination കൂടുതൽ ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻസ് നൽകി. എൻഷുറിങ് ടൈംലി ആൻഡ് റെഗുലർ സപ്ലൈ ഓഫ് ഡ്രഗ്സ്. ഇതിൻ്റെ ഡ്രഗ്സ് ഒരിക്കലും മുടക്കരുത്. ഗവൺമെൻറ് പ്രോപ്പറായിട്ട് എല്ലാ സെൻറ്ററുകളിലും, എല്ലാ ട്യൂബർക്ലോസിസ് സെൻറ്ററുകളിലും സമയത്ത് എത്തിക്കണം. ദർ ഷുഡ് നോട്ട് ബി എനി ഡിസ്ട്രിക്ട് ട്യൂബർക്ലോസിസ് സെൻറ്റർ വിതൗട്ട് ഹാവിങ് ദ TB ആൻറ്റിബയോട്ടിക്സ്. TB ആൻറ്റിബയോട്ടിക്സ് ഇല്ല എന്നൊരു കണ്ടീഷൻ ഒരിക്കലും വരരുത്. ദർ ഷുഡ് ബി കണ്ടിന്യൂസ് ആൻഡ് റെഗുലർ സപ്ലൈ ഓഫ് ഡ്രഗ്സ് ഫോർ ദിസ്. ദെൻ ഓൺലി വി ക്യാൻ എൻഷുർ that it can be reduced. Then short course chemotherapy by trained personnel. As I have told, the trained person should be getting more. കൂടുതൽ ആളുകൾ ഇതിനു വേണ്ടി ട്രെയിൻ ചെയ്തു അല്ലേ. TB സെൻറ്റർ ബാംഗ്ലൂരിൽ അവർ ഒത്തിരി ആളുകൾ ഇതിനു വേണ്ടി പ്രോപ്പറായിട്ട് ട്രെയിൻ ചെയ്ത് they have just trained so much of personnels towards the short course chemotherapy, how to give this short term chemotherapy, in which type of combination. Then systematic evaluation and monitoring of cure for എവറി പേഷ്യൻറ്റ്. അതാണ് ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞത്, ഓരോ പേഷ്യൻറ്റിൻ്റെയും സിസ്റ്റമാറ്റിക് ഇവാലുവേഷൻ. കാരണം ഓരോ പേഷ്യൻ്റെ ഇമ്മ്യൂൺ സിസ്റ്റം ഡിഫറെൻ്റ് ആണ് അല്ലേ. ഓരോ ആളുകളും ഇതിൽ കോപ്പപ്പ് ചെയ്യുന്ന വിധവും ഡിഫറെൻ്റ് ആണ്. സോ ആസ് പെർ ദെയർ ഇമ്മ്യൂണിറ്റി, ഹൗ ദ സിംറ്റംസ് വേരീസ്. സം പീപ്പിൾ ദേ നീഡ് ജസ്റ്റ് 1 year ട്രീറ്റ്മെൻറ്റ് അറ്റ് ഓൾ, ബട്ട് സം പീപ്പിൾ ദേ നീഡ് 1.5 year, maybe 2 years. So it depends upon the individual. That's why the treatment is really, the regimens also, it depends upon the immunity of the person, the individual differences. Then what are the advantages of this program? Like first one is the procedures cure rates up to 95% even in the poorest country. So once DOTS therapy കൊണ്ടുവന്ന് കഴിഞ്ഞപ്പോൾ RNTCP, റിവൈസ്ഡ് ട്യൂബർക്ലോസിസ് പ്രോഗ്രാമിൻ്റെ ഇടയിൽ വേൾഡ് വൈഡ് ഡോട്ട്സ് എന്നൊരു കോൺസെപ്റ്റ്, ഡയറക്റ്റ് ഒബ്സർവേഷൻ ട്രീറ്റ്മെൻറ്റ് ഷോർട്ട് ടേം, ആ ഒരു കോൺസെപ്റ്റ് കൊണ്ടുവന്ന് കഴിഞ്ഞപ്പോൾ 95% we have got the cure rates even in the poor countries also. Then DOTS prevent new infections by curing infectious patient. So all the infectious patients were having a good cure rate. Then prevent multi-drug resistance by ensuring full course of treatment. they prevent multi-drug resistant MDR TB എന്ന ഒരു കോൺസെപ്റ്റ് പ്രിവെൻറ്റ് ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് ഒരുപാട് സാധിച്ചു. ദെൻ അറൗണ്ട് എ കോസ്റ്റ് ഓഫ് ₹1000 ഫോർ എ 6 month സപ്ലൈ ഓഫ് ഡ്രഗ്സ് പെർ പേഷ്യൻറ്റ്. സോ ആ ഒരു രീതിയിലോട്ട് ഇതിൻ്റെ ബഡ്ജറ്റ് ഒരുപാട് കുറയ്ക്കാനായിട്ട് സാധിച്ചു. ദെൻ ദ വേൾഡ് ബാങ്ക് ഹാസ് റാങ്ക്ഡ് ദ ഡോട്ട്സ് സ്ട്രാറ്റജി ആസ് വൺ ഓഫ് ദ മോസ്റ്റ് കോസ്റ്റ് ഇഫക്റ്റീവ് ഓഫ് ഓൾ ദ ഹെൽത്ത് ഇൻ്റർവെൻഷൻസ്. എല്ലാ ഹെൽത്ത് ഇൻ്റർവെൻഷനെ കമ്പയർ ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ ഡയറക്റ്റ് ഒബ്സർവേഷൻ ട്യൂബർക്ലോസിസ് ഷോർട്ട് ടേം ആ ഒന്നിനെ വളരെയധികം കോസ്റ്റ് ഇഫക്റ്റീവായിട്ട് വേൾഡ് ബാങ്ക് വരെ അംഗീകരിച്ചു. സോ ദിസ് സ്ട്രാറ്റജി ഈസ് സക്സസ്ഫുൾ ത്രൂ ഔട്ട് ദ വേൾഡ്. സോ ദീസ് ഈവൻ ചൈന ഹാസ് ഇംപ്ലിമെൻറ്റഡ് ഫോർ മോർ ദാൻ അറൗണ്ട് 550 million people with cure rates of more than 90%. In India, around 80% of cure rate was evidence driven in the pilot projects. What is pilot project? Initial projects അല്ലേ, ആദ്യമായിട്ടുള്ള പൈലറ്റ് പ്രോജക്റ്റുകളിൽ തന്നെ 80% ക്യൂർ റേറ്റ് ഇന്ത്യയിലും കണ്ടെത്താനായിട്ട് സാധിച്ചു ത്രൂ ഡോട്ട്സ്. ദെൻ ദ പേഷ്യൻസ് നീഡ് നോട്ട് ടു ബി ഹോസ്പിറ്റലൈസ്ഡ്. ദെൻ ദ ഡോട്ട്സ് പ്രൊലോങ് survival of HIV infected tuberculosis patient also. Even the HIV patients also were able to live more. Then the dots help more than around double accuracy of diagnosis of tuberculosis. So these are some of the highlights. Then when we tell about the dot therapy, medicine is consumed by the patient on the spot. No medicine is given into their homes. So they have to come there and take the medicine. This may be in the sub center or in the Anganwadi or in the PHC or in any other convenient place where the patient can report on the day he is supposed to take the medicine. So wherever they are able to, they can come there and take the medicine. So here comes the role of nurse, the tuberculosis nurse. ബിക്കോസ് സി ഇൻ ഈച്ച് ഓഫ് ദിസ് പ്രോഗ്രാം, ഏത് പ്രോഗ്രാം പഠിച്ചാലും അതിൽ റോൾ ഓഫ് നേഴ്സ് നിങ്ങൾ പ്രത്യേകമായിട്ട് നോക്കണം. റോൾ ഓഫ് നേഴ്സ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ് പ്രത്യേകമായിട്ട് ടെക്സ്റ്റ് ബുക്കിൽ ഒന്നും കാണില്ല. എന്താണ് റോൾ ഓഫ് നേഴ്സ്? വാട്ട് ഓൾ ആക്ടിവിറ്റീസ് ദേ ഡു, ആക്ച്വലി ഹൂ ഈസ് ഡൂയിങ് ദിസ്? The main part, the main periphery level activities or the implementation is done by the health workers only. So really the nurse has a highlighting part in identifying the symptoms of tuberculosis. We have to identify the patient when they are coming, where they are telling, they come and tell the things to doctors and nurses only, I am having this type of symptoms. So early we have to identify, then ensure that the patient brings sputum from their home, especially the morning sputum. We have to ensure and we have to give such type of health education to the patient, how to collect the sputum, how to bring that. We have to ensure their follow-up, then proper disposal of sputum, and ensure the follow-up of patient on anti-tuberculosis treatment. The patient, those who are on ATT. What is ATT? Anti-tuberculosis treatment. Anti-tuberculin treatment ഉള്ള പേഷ്യൻറ്റിനെ ഫോളോ അപ്പിന് വേണ്ടി നമ്മൾ ഒത്തിരി എൻഷുർ ചെയ്യണം. വിനേഴ്സ് ഹാസ് ടു ഡു ദാറ്റ്. വി ഹാവ് ടു മോട്ടിവേറ്റ് ദം, ഹെൽപ്പ് ടു റിമൂവ് ദ ഫിയേഴ്സ് ആൻഡ് ടാബൂസ്. ആസ് ഐ ഹാവ് ടോൾഡ്, the stigma part of the society should be taken away by the nurses. And immunize the children. Immunization is also our major part. BCG immunization as early in the age, and educate the community that TB is curable and a productive life is possible through tuberculosis. Tuberculosis വന്നു, ക്ഷയരോഗം വന്നു എന്ന് വിചാരിച്ച് ആ മനുഷ്യൻ്റെ ജീവിതം തീരുകയല്ല. We can educate the community regarding this. Then helping in screening of whole family where a case of tuberculosis is identified. If a TB patient is identified in a particular family, how we can assist the other family members, what all precautions the other family members should take. All these things can be educated, or we can screen that particular family with the help of a nurse. So these are the main role of nurse you have to highlight in National Tuberculosis control program. So RNTCP is very very important in an exam point of view. It is much lengthier program also. You can read the textbook very clearly. So let us see what are the differences. National Tuberculosis Control Program revised National Tuberculosis Control Program തമ്മിലുള്ള മെയിൻ ഡിഫറൻസസ് എന്തൊക്കെയാണെന്ന് നമുക്ക് ജസ്റ്റ് ഒന്ന് നോക്കാം. എസ്പെഷ്യലി ദ ഒബ്ജക്റ്റീവ്, ഹിയർ ദേ വർ ഗിവിംഗ് മോർ ഇമ്പോർട്ടൻസ് ഫോർ ഏർലി ഡയഗ്നോസിസ് ആൻഡ് ട്രീറ്റ്മെൻറ്റ് അല്ലേ, ബട്ട് ദേ വർ മോർ ഫോക്കസിങ് അപ്പോൺ ദ ബ്രേക്കിംഗ് ദ ചെയിൻ ഓഫ് ട്രാൻസ്മിഷൻ. നമ്മൾ കണ്ടിരുന്നു RNTCP എസ്പെഷ്യലി അവർ ഏർലി ഐഡൻറ്റിഫിക്കേഷൻ മാത്രമാണ്, അവർ ക്യൂർ റേറ്റ് വളരെ കുറവായിരുന്നു. ബട്ട് ഇൻ RNTCP the cure rate is much more, because many of the patients they adhere to the treatment, because direct observation treatment was given and they really started to break the chain of transmission. Then operational strategies, it was not much defined, but here the cure rate was 85% and the case findings were above 70% of estimated cases. Then when we look into the strategy also, we can see that here the sputum collection was unsupervised and it was very conventional. But here we can see that the DOTS therapy was implemented. And so the what is SSC? Short chemotherapy course. SSC, that means the short chemotherapy course was even unsupervised. They just give the chemotherapy into the hands of the patient and they go to home and they take. So the short chemotherapy course was not much supervised here, but here we have DOTS, direct observation treatment, short term. Then uninterrupted drug supply was also there. The drugs in all the centers, always the drug was available. There was not a absence of drugs or a lack of drug in any of the centers of tuberculosis. Then we look into the diagnosis also. It is very clear that more emphasis was given on x-rays. Here we have given more emphasis on sputum examination. Then 2 sputum smears, but here we used to collect 3 sputum smears for examination. And in the first one sputum positive is considered as a case, but here when one positive sputum smear means we never take it as a positive case. We again do the x-ray, and if the x-ray shows, then only the patient used to be as a TB diagnosis. Otherwise the patient will not be considered as a tuberculosis patient. So these all are the main highlights. It is very, very important. You can even write down or you can keep in mind. So these are the main differences. This differences is not much given in KPARC, so you can just emphasize it in somewhere in the textbook along with this particular topic. A tabular column ഒക്കെ കൊടുത്തിരിക്കുന്നതിൻ്റെ ഡയഗ്നോസിസ് കോളം കൊടുത്തിരിക്കുന്നതിൻ്റെ സൈഡിൽ ഒരുപാട് സ്ഥലമുണ്ട് ടെക്സ്റ്റ് ബുക്കിൽ. അവിടെ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ജസ്റ്റ് ഒന്ന് എഴുതി വെക്കാൻ വേണമെങ്കിൽ ദ ഡിഫറൻസസ് ബിറ്റ്വീൻ ദിസ് ടു പ്രോഗ്രാം അല്ലേ. ദ മെയിൻ തിങ് ഈസ് ഓൾ ദിസ് തിങ്സ് ഒബ്ജക്റ്റീവ് operational strategies different on the diagnosis partly difference on the. So this how we came into the success rate of breaking the chain of tuberculosis through RNTCP program. So I hope you all have understood about RNTCP and you all have to read the textbook. So in the textbook it is very clearly given how the regimen is. So again I would like to tell you one more thing. So when we look into the regimen in the textbook, you can see that there is a prefix and suffix given അല്ലേ. ആദ്യം ഒരു നമ്പർ കൊടുത്തിട്ടുണ്ട്, അതിന് ശേഷം ബ്രാക്കറ്റിൽ ഇട്ടതിന് ശേഷം ഒരു നമ്പറും കൊടുത്തിട്ടുണ്ട് ട്രീറ്റ്മെൻറ്റ് റെജിമെനിൽ. സോ ദ ഫസ്റ്റ് നമ്പർ ഇറ്റ് ഇൻഡിക്കേറ്റ്സ് ഹൗ മെനി മന്ത്സ് ദേ ഷുഡ് ടേക്ക് ദ ട്രീറ്റ്മെൻറ്റ്. സോ ലൈക്ക് ഫോർ എക്സാമ്പിൾ ഇഫ് ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് 2 and in bracket HNEP or that each word emphasize the first letter of the tuberculosis drugs. So that particular drugs, the first letters as per that we tells how many months we have to take the treatment. And the suffix side il koduttirikkunna bracket ni shesham thaazhe koduttirikkunna number, it indicates how many times they have to take the medication. Like 3 means weekly 3 times they have to take. വീക്കിലി എത്ര പ്രാവശ്യം മെഡിസിൻ എടുക്കണമെന്നാണ് സഫിക്സ് സൂചിപ്പിക്കുന്നത്. പ്രിഫിക്സ് ആദ്യം കാണിക്കുന്ന നമ്പർ സൂചിപ്പിക്കുന്നത് ഹൗ മെനി മന്ത്സ്. സോ ഹൗ മെനി മന്ത്സ് ആൻഡ് പെർ വീക്ക് ഹൗ മെനി ഡ്രഗ്സ് ദേ ഹാവ് ടു ടേക്ക്. സോ ദ ഫസ്റ്റ് ലെറ്റർ ഓഫ് ഈച്ച് ഡ്രഗ് എംഫസൈസ് ദ name of that particular in order to highlight easily you can study the regimen. So if you read the textbook, so that I hope you all will read and you will write down and write down in your notebook or you will write down in the textbook which is the newest regimen. So take it as a small assignment. You have to write the different regimens, at least try to find out the first line and second line drugs also for tuberculosis. So this is the difference between RNTCP and National Tuberculosis Program. Read the textbook again, I am telling, so that much more information you will be getting. It is very, very important for the exam point of view also, and it is one of the highlighted programs. Still it is highly going on, so because tuberculosis is still persisting in India, so RNTCP is very, very important. Thank you all.